way you can digitize your accident or incident reporting is by using Google Forms. Yeah. And how you get Google Forms is you can do a Google search. Yeah, and it comes up, you click on it. Once you are logged in with your Gmail account, you automatically are in. Like, for example, this is my own personal Gmail. But if you've got the G Suite, that's the Google for Business, you would automatically see it on your list of forms that you can access. Okay. And then, of course, so this is the form. And of course, if you've watched the first video, you would see that it's exactly the same questions that are in here. So, and it's very easy to create this form. You have different options. I will show you an example. So, for example, you wanted to start adding in maybe questions or areas that you want them to focus on. You click the plus button. Yep. And once you click the plus button, sorry, you maybe enter your question, maybe like name of injured person, and you want it to be a short answer. Sometimes the form is very intelligent, it changes it to a suitable answer. You also have different options where you can maybe want to, for example, maybe you want them to give a proper written statement of what has happened during the accident, or just writing a statement. You could choose the paragraph. Maybe you want multiple choice, yes, no. Like, for example, I have some here. Was the injured person taken to the hospital? Which of the following emergency services were attended, and things like that. So you have that option of choosing. With multiple choice, you can only choose one answer. With the check boxes, you can choose several answers, and I'm sure you can see the difference here. You can see the difference here. Here I can only choose one. Yep. Okay. So I can only choose one here, and here I can choose several ones, and I'll show you what it looks like once your form is ready to go out. And then, of course, as I said here, you can also choose file upload. You can see, for example, I have something on here, and then drop down. You want to maybe do a linear scale, and I don't know if that's relevant for incident reporting, but that depends on you. You want to have date and time, and I think it's very important to use these selections when you are choosing for them to enter date and time. I'll show you a very good example here. So date of the incident, time of the incident. It's very important. So, and it makes sure that it's a date that they actually enter. So they cannot enter anything that is different, So it gives them that option to actually enter dates and things like that. So what this form looks like, let's view what the form looks like. So this is what they see. Yeah, this is what they see when they log into when they access the form to submit like a report. So this is what they see. They could fill in their name, IK, for example. Are you the injured person? No. You can see I can't choose more than one. Is the injured person one of the following? I'll probably say a visitor. You want to enter here some details, blah. I'm not going to fill up this form, and I want to enter dates. You can see it gives me the option to only enter date, gives me the option to only enter time, and it's telling me it's a required question, and I will show you how that works. So let me go back to the form. When you're filling this form, you want a certain area where they must enter information, where they must provide information. You have to click required. Yeah, most of the sections on this form I have clicked required because I actually want them to fill the form. And then there are certain areas where I don't put required, like, for example, upload files. They might not have images or any files to upload, so I really don't want to force them to upload something. So of course the required option has not been chosen and all that. And then contact details of person filling this form, if different from the injured person, it could be different, so it's not something that needs a guaranteed answer. So of course it's not I've not set it up as required. And then another very important thing is I wanted to do this just when I'm recording the video. So let's look at the settings. Yeah, you want to look at the settings. You want to collect email addresses. I would click that. You want to collect email addresses. And I think it's just very, very important. You don't want to limit to one response. Yeah, and you don't want them to be able to edit after they submit. And one thing I love with I insist on with incident reports is that they shouldn't be able to edit. Once you've added that information, that's it. If you want to add others, then you can begin to provide other information and things like that. And I will show you how you can take this further. This is just for the reporting. This is for accepting like reports and things, but also you want to investigate, you want to add more, and you want to go back and forth and all that. So I will show you how you can do that. You can create a separate form for that that is strictly incident investigation, or you can use Excel. Another thing is I'm going to click send here to show you. So if you click the link option, it gives you a long link. I love to shorten it. Yep. So you can have this link and you can embed it on your site. You can see this. This is an embed, so you could, okay, this form cannot be embedded because it makes use of file upload questions. Okay, so you cannot embed it, but usually you can embed the Google Forms. But because of the upload option, it's preventing that, and that is fine. So you can have a link that is attached to maybe your email that you put on your intranet, but you must find a way to make this link available for people so that when they want to report an accident, it comes immediately, okay? And then another very, very key thing is, it's a pity we've not entered any details into this form, but responses, yeah? You have your responses here, it shows up. And the fantastic thing is that you also get to see it in pie charts form. Yeah, so you also get to see it in pie chart form, you see it in graphs. So it's very colorful, and it enables you to, have a good view of what's going on, a pictorial and actually a very colorful view of what's going on in the organization. For example, you could want to look at the percentage of people that have filled the forms. Are they the injured person, yes or no? So you could look at 50% of the people that actually use these forms are not the injured people. You might want to now investigate why, And then another good thing is, at the end of the year, you want to see what category do we have more burns? Do we have more infectious diseases? Do we have more amputations? You will have a very graphical view. So out of everyone who fills this form, you would have a view where you can actually see 3 out of 100 people this year experienced burns. 5 out of 100 people had their fingers or something amputated. So you would have that. And another good thing is you are able to tell if it's minor, major, or if it's a reader or fatal easily. So out of maybe 100 accidents, you could say, 25 were actually reader reportable. We reported them to reader. So you have that graphical view. This is just this is a form I created especially for this purpose. So we don't have any entries in this form. We don't have any entries in this form. But I think if we complete this, let's complete this and see what happens. Yeah, so let me just write blah here and then blah here and then date. So let's have 01/10/2020. Time, let's say 10 a.m. Description, let's do blah. Name, let's do blah. Let's just say burns just to make it easy. This is not required, so I'm going to leave it. I'm going to say not applicable. Witness statements, I'll just say not applicable. Of course, you want to have statement as much as possible. I would say it's minor. First aid given, I would say no. And then not applicable because no first aid was given. Emergency services did not attend. And I would say other none. Yeah. And I think what I would do is I'll put an option of none also there. You can put an option of none in the form. Was the injured person taken to hospital? No, it was minor. And then this is not applicable. I don't have any files or images to upload. I don't have to fill in this area. Were any other actions taken? No. Oh, sorry. This is something I was adding on to the form. So let's just, let me go to the form. I'm going to remove it. That's what I was using to show you. I'm going to remove it. So if you want to delete a part of the form, you can come here and you can see the bin button and you just delete and it comes off the form. Okay. So if I go back here, I'm just going to submit. And then, of course, I'm not going to look at the scoring. Let's go back into this form. You can see here, it's showing you we've got one response. So as the safety person, you want to maybe check this every day, just so that you can follow up on things and you can carry out investigations and things like that. Of course, this makes it a bit manual, but it takes you away from the paper. So this is a first step towards digitizing your incident reporting. So let's look at my responses, yeah? And these are the responses you can see here. It gives you a summary. So you can see a summary view. You can see a summary view and it's injured person. So it will begin to spread out. The more you have information, you will begin to see a very colorful view. And you can see here, maybe 3, you see 100% is a visitor. And by the time you begin to have more, you can tell the percentage of people that are injured or that have been harmed and in your workplace and things like that. So you can see it's very pictorial. It's colorful. It helps, and especially if you're the kind of person that likes to use color codes, this is very, very useful and very, very helpful. You know, and then of course, you can check out dates, you can check out timing, you know, and then of course you can see the percentage. So by time at the end of the year, you want to look at the rates. Okay, what is the most was the most common injury or incident that we had during the year? You would be able to just see it easily here, so easily, you know, so easily. And this is just like, it's just a very fantastic way, and you can see very graphical, very helpful, you know, very, very helpful. You see? And then it talks about a folder here. Yeah, so when they upload pictures, it actually goes to a Google folder. So you would have one where you actually have pictures from accidents and things like that. So I'm really hoping that this video is helpful and has opened your eyes to what you can do with Google Forms. But of course, if you have any questions, let me know. I try to make sure that these videos are not too long. So forgive me if I have rushed through kind of. And then one more thing before I exit this is you can actually check individually. So you can then look in more detail on the report that this person has given. If you want to print it, you can. Of course, we try to discourage printing and things like that. Okay. And then one thing you can do, let's go back to the summary, is you can transfer it to a sheet. And I really love to have things in Google Sheet, and that would really help have a wider, fuller view. Yeah. So let's click here. And it will tell you create one or select an existing one. The truth is I love to create brand new ones. So create your firm first and then create a brand new sheet, and it will take exactly the same name of the form. Of course, you can change it, but I'm going to leave it, okay? And then you create. Once you create, that form is linked here, and everything you put in that form comes into this sheet. Can you see it? Everything you put in that form will come in here. And the good thing is that, of course, if you are very used to Excel, it's kind of like the Google Sheet kind of like works the same way. So you can actually filter, you can check for sex, you can check for number of injured persons, you can check for maybe is it a reader report with how many major ones. You can actually filter the views and see. Okay, so please, I would like you to try this out in your organization. And this, of course, it's a bit better than the previous system that I showed you, because this gives you a pictorial view. It gives you a full report kind of, you know. So of course, if you want to go digital, this is a fantastic way. You don't have to spend a penny. You just need to spend a bit of time, just a tiny little bit of time creating your form. Okay, and of course, it doesn't take more than maybe 30 minutes if you want to be slow, you know. But so this is basically it. This is basically it. And I really hope that you picked a lot from this. And, you can add more information here. At the end of the form, one of the things you can do is you can add maybe something at the end to just say thank you for completing, for submitting, for reporting. In fact, you want to thank people for reporting this incident. You want to thank them for reporting. Oh, sorry, I think because I'm rushing, so the typos. Yep. Okay, and then description, you can set same additional stuff in here, like, oh, we are going to investigate, or if it needs to be investigated, we will contact you. Of course, it's not everything that would go into full-blown investigation, but the truth is you want to investigate as much as possible, just in case your safety system has a problem and things like that. So this is basically it, and this is a fantastic way to report accidents, using Google Forms. And let's look at the settings again. Of course, you want to collect email addresses. Make sure when you do that, you can actually save, and you don't want people to edit. Once they've submitted a report, even if there are typos, you don't want them to edit, because you don't want them to start changing information and things. That information must stay the same. It must stay factual and things. And of course, you don't want to limit to one response. If somebody gets hurt a few times, or if somebody wants to report a few injuries, you don't want to limit them. So leave this aside. And then, of course, you need to save. You need to save. And if you ever need to stop using this form, you can also stop. You can also cancel responses. So you go to responses and you say stop accepting. So once somebody signs into that form or clicks the link, they would see that the form is no longer accepting responses. Okay, so but we want to accept responses, so let's use this form. But let me know what you think of this trick. So I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.